was a good wake-up call for us. I think we got clobbered pretty good and really didn't perform to our potential. But the last 2 weeks have been tremendous. When I say wake-up call, I think it really got our attention, and the focus, the intensity, just the level of preparation since then has been head and shoulders above what we've done. I think we've had two of the best weeks of training that we've had this entire season, and so it was painful, but I'm hopeful that it was that proverbial step back to take two steps forward.
This week, another opportunity against some Division I opponents and challenge yourself at Air Force. And I know for you personally, it's always interesting to go against the Falcons. What are you looking for out of the team this week?
I think we just need to be better. We need to be we just need to execute better, right? We talk about attitude, effort, and execution, and attitude, effort was not great at Utah on Friday, and partly it was my fault. The ride took too long, and the food wasn't where it needed to be at the right time, and our warm-up was cut short. I thought we were a lot better on Saturday. We did an interesting thing I'd never done before in 32 years is at the meeting on Friday night, I said, it's your team. You guys write the lineup for tomorrow. And I gave them a bunch of suggestions, and they took most of them. But I thought that sense of them taking ownership was really good, and Saturday was a lot better. We were more focused, more prepared. In terms of our top end this weekend, the 14 people that are nationally qualified, the most important thing for them is to get comfortable being on the road, right? We're good here, and it's comfortable, and they're sleeping in their own beds, and everything's familiar. When we get to Indianapolis, it's a different story, and so my message to them is that, right? You've got to figure out how to get comfortable being uncomfortable on the road and in a little bit of a unique environment. And then just across the board, we need to execute better. We need to be a bit more courageous on the front end of swims. I think we were a little bit cautious, which makes sense when you're in the peak of heavy training. People are sometimes a bit more reluctant to go out in 51.8 and 100 back, or to put yourself out there on the front end of a 500 freestyle. So that's going to be the message when we talk about this weekend.
Ada, freshman on the team, having a great first season here. Last week was kind of the first road trip where you got to swim individual events, or end up coming with RMAC Swimmer of the Week honors. What's kind of clicked for you in your early months as a Maverick?
I think that it was really fun to swim at Utah, and I think that something that's very different about this experience compared to what I came from, club swimming, is like the team environment. It's such a positive environment, and then also the training is a lot different, and it's been really cool to work hard and see it pay off.
Andrew, last year getting a win over Air Force, and again this year going chance to get them and BYU again. Is there a little kind of extra for you individually and being a Colorado native? Or?
Yeah, you always want to be Air Force. I think it'll just be exciting if we can beat them this year, especially at their home pool, because we can always beat them here. We swim fast here. And then also taking this weekend as like an opportunity of preparing for nationals and getting my body ready for what is yet to come, and being able to swim fast with all those guys that also go pretty fast at Division I. So it'll be exciting to see what we do this weekend.
I'll just say one thing that's kind of interesting and a unique challenge, maybe opportunity that we're taking this year, is that we had 14 people do what we think was enough to qualify for the NCAAs in November. And so we're choosing not to peak and not to taper for the RMACs with those 14 people. And I'm hopeful that we could still be as competitive as we've been. And Ada and Ben, and Andrew are both in that group. So it's the RMAC's going to be interesting because you know it's easy to go fast when you're fresh and shaved and sharp, but they won't be. So little added incentives. So you know you can only be great every so often in this sport, and we're trying to hold that off until March 7th in Indianapolis. So it just a new wrinkle, kind of what we're trying to do.
Throwing in all kinds of wrinkles this year.
Trying.
You're gonna let somebody else drive the bus or pick dinner or something.
No, I don't pick dinner, and I certainly am not driving the bus. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, this for both of you. This part of the season, I mean, is your grueling training, retraining from the quick break you guys took. How do you guys kind of get through that mentally, and then you get ready, obviously, for a meet, and then you go back to training, and now with a longer non-taper, what do you guys do mentally or physically to kind of get you through this time of year?
I mean, it's especially easier right now because we're not having to focus on school. So you can kind of focus mainly on like swimming and recovering and doing the things that like you need to do to get your body right for each and every practice, and making sure that you're getting like enough sleep each day so that your body's ready and experiencing like what you're going to go through in a meet type scenario, and kind of just preparing your body in that sense.
I do a lot of journaling. That helps me on the mental side of things, but also being surrounded by everyone who's going through the same thing as you is very helpful, and being able to talk to your friends about it and push each other in practice, support each other. I think the people is something that really helps get us through this time.
And then Monday you can just kind of fold that whole school thing,
We got a 3.54 with our women, or a 3.53 GPA with our women's team. Guys are at 3.24, so you know that's not an accident, right? When things are going well, they're going well, and it's very rarely do they excel academically and not athletically, and vice versa, right? You've got to live a complete life. It doesn't happen, by accident.
Yeah. Well, Andrew mentioned something. We were talking about this kind of before you came in about swimming fast here. What makes this such a fast pool?
It's deep. It's the air quality is exceptional. I don't know if you've walked through there, but our HVAC system looks to be double the size of a typical pool. I think the fact that we don't use chlorine and there's an ozonator, we use a little bit of chlorine, but the filtration system is special. Swimming bulkhead to bulkhead is always faster than swimming wall to wall, and we've got great blocks. So structurally, it's a fast pool. There are no currents to deal with, which sounds weird, but in many pools, the filtration system, it can impede your flow as an athlete. And then it's comfortable, it's familiar, it's home, and we've got to get better at doing that on the road, especially when we're going to Kansas for our conference meet next year, and we'll get better at swimming fast on the road.
Could you guys tell when you first started swimming here, the difference between this pool and everybody's different, but could you it's like, hey, this is going to be a fast place I'm going to swim at?
Even going to Utah, the facility is just so different there, and getting to train here is such a privilege with the facility that we have. So definitely you can feel it when you're swimming.
And also, like, each and every pool's different, so like wherever you come from, you're gonna have to adapt to wherever you go. And some pools are easier to adapt to because they're faster, and you get more of them are like similar. And I know like one of the fastest pools is Texas, and that's where they host like a lot of big meets, and it's very similar to here with same depth, like bulkhead to bulkhead, same blocks. So it's like really nice to know that we have a similar pool to where they host a lot of these big meets, and people swim fast all over the world from there.
All right, you guys, question of the week. What is the best type of sandwich in the world?
Oh, it's a Reuben. I'm from New York.
I like a BLT.
A good grilled cheese.
Where's the best Reuben in town? Because we have a little competition going.
The place I used to get it closed, so
Where'd you go?
it was Main Street Deli used to have a really good Reuben.
Oh, I thought you meant 7th Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7th Street, Main Street.
Theirs
whatever.
is pretty good. Cutting board, I think,